Alrighty then. Hey, this is Wentus yet again, and I'm going to be continuing my Let's Play of Persona 3 FES. Last time, we awakened to the power of Persona, and, well, we were kind of unconscious for a full week afterwards. It was pretty straining on us, and apparently it was a very odd experience compared to others that have the ability. But this time, we were called up to the top floor to meet with everybody else, so we're going to do just that. Let's head up and see what they have to say to us. We went up here earlier. Nope. There's that locked door that I was talking about. So let's see what's behind it now.
Ah, there you are.
Oh, good to see you again. For some reason I was about to call him Mr. President, but I meant to say Mr. Chairman.
I'm glad that you're okay.
Well, thank you.
The reason I asked you here is because I needed to talk to you.
About?
Please, have a seat. Oh, before that. I believe I mentioned him earlier, but this is Akihiko.
Yeah, Mr. Man that is good with the ladies.
How you doing?
Actually, no, this isn't our first time meeting him either. We saw that he was good with the ladies, then we saw him in that cutscene where technically Minato didn't meet him, but we... Actually, no. Minato did not actually see him when they attacked the front door. I don't know what I'm talking about. Either way, nice to meet you, Akihiko.
Okay, let me start off by asking you this. Would you believe me if I said that a day consists of more than 24 hours?
No. Just straight up, no, I would not believe you.
Do you remember the night you came here? You had to have noticed the signs. The streetlights went out, nothing was working, there were coffins everywhere.
I just figured that was just part of inner city life.
Didn't it feel like you were in a different time? That's the Dark Hour, a time period hidden between one day and the next.
I don't get it.
I know how you feel. Who would believe such a story? But the Dark Hour occurs each night, right at midnight. It'll happen tonight, and every night to come.
Now my question is, does this happen everywhere? Because it seems like the only people that are aware of it are, well, basically in this room.
Normal people don't realize it, since they're all sleeping inside their coffins. But that's not what makes the Dark Hour so interesting. You saw those creatures. We call them shadows. They only appear during the Dark Hour and attack anyone not in a coffin.
So that explains why they managed to hunt us down here.
It's our job to defeat them. Sounds exciting, huh?
Admittedly, yes, that actually does sound exciting. That'd be a lot more interesting than regular school life.
Akihiko, why are you always like that? You just got hurt the other day.
He looks fine.
Now. He does his work well. Long story short, we're the Specialized Extracurricular Execution Squad, SEAS for short.
Catchy.
On paper, we're classified as a school club, but in reality, this group is dedicated to defeating the shadows. Mitsuru is the leader. I'm the club advisor.
Interesting, having the chairman be the club advisor to a club that completely breaks the school's rules. Whatever.
A shadow feeds on the mind of its prey. The victim becomes a living corpse.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
They're responsible for most of the incidents on the news, if not all of them.
So I assume we fight them because we have those personas, but so far I'm only aware that Yukari has one. So what about the police?
Unfortunately, the police can't do anything during the Dark Hour.
I assume they're just ordinary people that can't wake up during it. They're stuck in a coffin. But are they aware of it?
Although rare, there are those who can function during the Dark Hour. Some may even awaken to a power that enables them to fight the shadows. That's Persona, the power you used the other night.
Interesting.
The shadows can only be defeated by Persona users.
So does that mean the conventional weapons don't work on them? Then again, I suppose we were able to use a sword on them, but would that sword have not affected them if we weren't a Persona user? A lot of questions.
Which means it's all up to you guys.
I see.
I'm glad you're quick to understand.
What he's trying to say is, we want you to join us. We've prepared an evoker for you. We'd like you to lend us your strength.
Well, I don't see why not.
I was afraid you'd say no. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm really glad. Oh, I almost forgot. About your room assignment.
Yes. Oh, that's right, I was supposed to be moved to a different dorm room soon. That could create a problem.
Why don't you just stay here, in your current room?
Comfy anyway.
I don't know what the holdup is, but I guess it worked out in the end.
Oh. Accidental holdup. I get it.
Hold up. But wasn't that... Oh, never mind. It doesn't matter anymore.
And here we go. Now, this is something that is one of the 3 major components in this game. You see, there's the combat, and then there's your personas. And the 3rd major component is this. Social links. Social links are what occur when you spend time with other people in this game. Each one has a different arcana based on tarot cards, and they will essentially have an effect on your personas, and through your personas, your combat. And of course, your personas have an effect on social links. I'll be going into this in more detail when we have a different kind of social link than this. You see, this is our first social link of the Fool Arcana. And this one's a bit different than most, as it progresses automatically through the story. So it doesn't function quite like the others, so there's not much to explain about this one. It'll just happen automatically. Other ones, though, require you to actively chase after them, so you have to make sure to pay attention to that. And this is a good point to mention, this is going to be a max social link run. I will be maxing out every social link in this game, and showing all the correct answers and all that will get you there. So, follow along if you like, if you'd like to see what this game is like when you max out everything. That's right, Igor told us about social links. Ah, it seems the Dark Hour is here once again.
Hi, how are you?
Hi? And how'd you get into my room? Now I know who you... Well, I don't know who you are, but I remember you. And how the hell did you get into my room?
I'm always with you.
That's not creepy.
Soon, the end will come.
You're not helping your case of the whole lack of creepiness thing?
I remembered, so I thought I should tell you.
You're serious. Sorry, what do you mean by the end?
The end of everything.
Okay then, that's less than ideal.
But to be honest, I don't really know what it is.
Mm-hmm. That makes it a little bit less believable, which is honestly good overall.
Oh, looks like you've awakened to your power.
Yeah, and it seems to be related to that contract you gave me. Or rather, the contract you gave me allows me to contact with Igor, who seemed to know about my power as well.
And an unusual power it is. A power that takes many forms, yet is bound by none.
So maybe that's why Orpheus changed when we first summoned him.
It may prove to be your salvation, depending on where you end up. Do you remember when we first met?
I do remember when you first met. I can also remember the fact that apparently there's a guy out there who likes revving his engines. Sorry about that. Yes, I do remember when we first met. You kind of made me sign a contract like it was a part of living in the storm, but really it had nothing to do with that.
I expect you to honor your commitment.
Well, I guess I did sign.
I'll be watching you, even if you forget about me.
That doesn't sound like a stalker at all.
Okay then. See you later.
Bye. Well, that was thoroughly creepy. Hopefully we don't actually see him again. I swear to God, that guy is actually just revving his engines right outside my window. Like, he's not even moving, he's just revving his engines. Don't know what's wrong with people. But, moving on, next day.
Hey, it's me.
Oh, hi Yukari.
Can you come down here?
Sure.
Okay, he's here now. So, what's this all about?
There's someone I want to introduce.
Okay.
Hey, hurry up.
Hold your horses. This is freaking heavy.
I know that voice. And I know that backpack. That is Junpei.
Junpei? Why is he here? Wait, don't tell me.
This is Junpei Iori from Class 2F. He'll be staying here as of today.
Meaning that he...
What's up?
He's staying here? You've got to be kidding me.
I doubt the chairman would allow a random person, especially one as random as Junpei, to stay here.
I bumped into him the other night.
And by other night, you mean...
He has the potential, but he just awakened to it recently.
Huh, alright, that explains why they hadn't spotted him before.
I told him about us, and he agreed to help.
Well, that's nice of him.
You have the potential? For real?
He found me crying like a baby at the convenience store, surrounded by a bunch of coffins.
Okay, I gotta admit, takes a real man to admit that he was crying like that.
I don't remember much, but man, that's embarrassing. He said that's, you know, completely normal in the beginning.
Yeah, well, as long as you don't break out crying while we're in fighting shadows, that will probably be fine.
Like being confused and not remembering anything. Did you guys know that?
Heard about it, didn't happen to me.
Big deal. It happens to everyone else. And man, I was shocked to find out about you guys.
Yeah, I guess he's known Yukari for a while and never knew that she had the potential, and of course, I just met the guy.
I had no idea. I'm glad I'm not the only one. It could get kinda lonely, you know?
And utterly terrifying being stuck in an area filled with coffins, green sky, and blood all over the floor while these weird shadowy creatures try to kill you. Yeah, I would not want to do that alone.
I'll bet you're stoked too, right? Having me join?
I couldn't sentence there. What I meant to say was, the more people we have to help us fight, the better.
Huh? Yeah.
Well, enough with the introductions. I think we're about ready.
Ready?
We're gonna go do something?
Well, it appears to still be, well, not daytime, but evening, so it's not the dark hour yet.
Sweetness!
With this many people, we can start exploring that place.
You mean Tartarus?
As in deepest, darkest dungeon in the underworld? Don't really want to go there, to be frank.
Tartarus? What's that? Sounds like toothpaste.
I was about to make a snarky comment about, like, Junpei, you idiot, or something like that. But, actually, no, that sounds a lot like toothpaste. Huh.
We believe we can find the reason for the dark hour there.
I just thought of something. Some company out there, or if any of you are watching this and intend to go into the toothpaste industry for some reason, make sure you name your brand Tartarus, just because of that line. That would actually be pretty amazing, just having it so that it says, sounds like toothpaste. Years later after this game was made, it is toothpaste! And it actually is a good name for toothpaste, too. I said toothpaste a lot. Either way, moving on.
I hope so.
The chairman will give us the details tomorrow night, so be ready.
So let's see what this Tartarus place is. Well, not today, but tomorrow. I like the way you think. Oh. Well, it's a bit louder than classes typically, but honestly, it's easier to sleep through an assembly than it is to sleep through class because you're less likely to get caught and you're not really missing anything important. I usually tried to avoid assemblies at every opportunity when I was in school just because they're so boring. Especially after hearing the principal.
Thought I was gonna fall asleep in there.
Oh shoot. That's a phone call. Sorry about that. I told my mom to not call while I was recording. Then again, okay, story time here. I've had cases of this where my mom has a way of interrupting things that are important. Specifically, it's always with anime that I watch. And the most common case of this is, sorry. The most common case of this is she always interrupts halfway through the final episode of whatever show I watch. And there's nothing I can do to prevent it. Or at least there's nothing I've found that I can do to prevent it. Seriously, it happens. It's happened for every show that I've watched so far. I think there's been one exception, but I can't even remember which one it was. I've tried watching it while she's not home. I've tried watching it at 3 in the morning while she's fast asleep. I've tried watching it while I was in Iowa in college and she called me. She just has some sort of magic power for interrupting at the worst times. And apparently that's going to start extending to recordings. Typically I turn my phone off, so I'll have to do that again in the future. Either way, moving on. Oh, Misuru.
Can I have a minute?
Sure.
Come to the lounge when you get back to the dorm. I have something to tell everyone.
Alrighty.
Oh, are we having that talk?
I don't think she's talking about the kind of talk that you're talking about.
I'll save the details for later. See you there.
Alright, see you.
Wow, she didn't waste any time leaving.
I'm sure she's a busy person.
She's probably busy with things like student council, unlike us.
Do I detect a hint of jealousy, Yukari?
Ooh, Yucatan. Do I sense some hostility?
Well, it's not that I don't like her. She's just...
I guess we'll never know. So I guess we'll head back home directly after school. And we get to see another look at this place. I think this is where the bookstore was. Seems to be a very popular place, though. Yeah, this is definitely the bookstore. You couldn't quite see it. It was in the corner there, though. It's kind of nice that they show off these areas. That way we kind of have an idea of what the town is like before we actually get to explore it.
Okay, everybody's here.
So what's the big hubbub about?
I'd like your undivided attention. For a long time, Mitsuru and Akihiko were the only Persona users we had. But that number recently jumped to 5. Therefore, starting tonight at 12 a.m., I'd like to commence the exploration of Tartarus.
So what exactly is this Tartarus you keep talking about?
Sorry, I asked this yesterday, but what's this Tartarus thing again?
You haven't seen it, Junpei?
Well, he hasn't exactly been at this for very long.
It's no surprise, since it only appears during the dark hour.
The Dark Hour?
Just like the shadows. Interesting, huh?
So is it somehow related to the shadows?
And it's the perfect place for us to train. You can think of it as a shadow nest.
Oh. Okay. So I guess that explains why... Or at least... I was wondering why shadows don't attack us when we are asleep during the dark hour, or didn't seem to attack this place. Unless Mitsuru and Akihiko have been keeping this place safe this whole time while we slept, which I kind of doubt.
Whoa. Their nest, huh?
But, Senpai, what about your injury?
Since Akihiko hasn't fully recovered yet, he'll only come as far as the entrance.
Oh, that's kind of a shame. He seems like he's a pretty strong guy.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I'm sure he won't complain, as long as you don't go too far in. Since we're dealing with shadows, Tartarus isn't something we can avoid.
So is our goal to eventually destroy Tartarus? If it's their nest, like... Okay, let's think of them like insects, kind of like a beehive or something like that. If we can wipe out the nest, then... will they stop appearing?
Relax, I've got your backs.
I'm not so sure about this.
What about you, Mr. Chairman?
I'll stay here. As you know, I can't summon a persona.
Okay, so you're just one of those that can stay awake during the dark hour but can't actually fight. Well, if we're just going to take the place out, we could just get a bunch of dynamite, and this is our school entrance.
This is it? This is the place? Why here?
Just wait a few minutes. It's almost midnight.
We're gonna need a lot of dynamite for that.
This is Tartarus, the labyrinth that reveals itself during the dark hour.
Labyrinth?
Yeah, that was mildly horrifying.
What are you talking about? What happened to our school?
Once the dark hour passes, everything returns to normal.
This is the nest you were talking about? But why? Why'd our school turn into a giant tower? You don't know either?
I assume nobody knows.
No.
I'm sure it's complicated. Who cares anyway? It's not like it would change our minds about fighting.
To be honest, this is not the strangest thing we've seen so far.
Well, maybe now we'll find out. Mitsuru and I have only gone in to take a peek. This'll be our first time exploring it.
Sounds exciting.
Exciting, isn't it?
See, Akihiko's on my side.
There has to be some sort of clue in here about the dark hour.
I don't know about has to be, but if it only appears during the dark hour, then I don't know. It'd be a good place to start looking.
Akihiko, I respect your enthusiasm, but you won't be accompanying us today.
I know, you don't have to remind me.
He doesn't really look that injured. I mean, he has like a bandage on his forehead, that's all. I don't know, maybe his arm's broken or something like that. We can't really see the cast because of his clothing.
Whoa. It's just as cool on the inside.
But it sure is creepy.
I think the word I'd use is trippy.
This is only the entrance. The labyrinth lies beyond the doorway at the top of the stairs.
First, we'll have you three get a feel for this place.
Whoa, I know Akihiko's not coming along, but Mitsuru's not coming along either?
Why don't you go have a look around?
What? By ourselves?
We're not asking you to go very far, and I'll be feeding you information from here.
So you two didn't plan on coming in the first place?
That's right. We're also going to appoint a leader to make any necessary decisions.
For real? One of us? Oh, me, pick me.
You're in charge.
Me? Totally honest here, I'm not the best leader. I'm more of an ideas guy.
Wait, why him? He doesn't look like a leader.
I'm with Junpei on this one.
But he has fought them before.
True.
Seriously?
I guess out of the three of us, I'm the only one that's actually successfully summoned a persona before.
That's true, but there's another reason. You two. Can you summon your persona without any difficulties like he can?
Not exactly, something to be proud of, to be very willing to put a gun to your head and pull the trigger without any hesitation.
Yeah, of course I can.
Even if you know the gun isn't actually a gun, it's still pretty terrifying.
I think so.
These are shadows we're talking about here. Without your persona, you're screwed.
I'm aware of that.
And here we are again. For the first time of our own free will.
I've been waiting for you. The time has come for you to wield your power. The tower that you are about to venture into. How did it come to be? For what purpose does it exist? Regrettably, you are not yet capable of answering these questions. That is why you must be made aware of the nature of your power.
I'm not sure which one I'd rather ask about. The nature of my power or about how that door showed up there. You know what? I personally know the nature of this power, so how did that door show up there?
It leads here, although no one but you can see it.
Oh, that's good to know.
Your power is unique. It's like the number 0. It's empty, but at the same time holds infinite possibilities. You, my boy, are able to possess multiple personas and summon them as needed.
Meaning that he has, if I were to theorize about it, immense control over his psyche and possibly, what's the word for split personality disorder? Dissociative identity disorder. But then again, he seems to have control over it, so hard to say.
And when you have defeated your enemies, you will see the faces of possibility before you. There may be times when they are difficult to grasp, but do not fear. Seize what you have earned. Your power will grow accordingly. Be sure to keep that in mind. My spare time will soon be scarce.
Wonder what he's gonna be busy with.
But please, come again of your own accord. I'll tell you then about my true role, the manner in which I can best assist you. Until then, farewell.
Never even sat down. But, for now, there's not much we can do.
Hey, are you all right?
Right, they can't see the door.
Yeah, what's up? You look like a zombie.
It's nothing.
Don't tell me you just dozed off.
Well, it is the middle of the night.
You're like that coach who fell asleep during the championship game. Come on, man. You're supposed to be our leader.
Well, I'm glad you've accepted that, but I still haven't.
Cut him some slack. If nothing's wrong, then let's get going.
Finally, we can actually open the menu now. So yes, one thing to note, this area right here is another area that we can save. I, of course, will not be doing this on screen. And there's this over here. Doesn't do anything right now, but this will be very important later. Also note we can talk to our party members now. We can check their status as well. So as you can see, Junpei here uses a katana, his clothing, or rather his armor he has on right now, and his accessory. His clothing is currently all base stuff, his accessory does nothing, and his weapon is the most basic in the game. Oh, and I should have mentioned, if we go like so, we can see his persona, which is Hermes, of the Magician Arcana. Strong against fire, weak to wind, has the ability Cleave, and he'll learn Augie as soon as he's level 5. So he has a pretty decent persona, and he's mostly centered around fire skills. Usually the skills you learn are the skills that you are resistant against as well, so that's important to note. Now as for Yukari, let's take a look. She has a practice bow, so she uses a ranged weapon. Now there will be more details about that I'll be getting into as soon as combat comes about. And of course her equipment is also as basic as possible. I forgot to check her persona again. There we go. Now, she's a bit different. As you see, she's weak to electricity but strong against wind. She wields Io of the Lover's Arcana. She starts with Dia, which is basically a healing spell, so she is the dedicated healer of this party. And at level 4, she learns Patra, which will remove status ailments, so... Or, is Patra the one that removes status ailments, or the one that helps up an ally? I don't remember which one it is, either way. She is primarily a utility character, however, don't count her short on damage. She is weak against, or she is strong against wind, which actually shows what she's going to learn later. She will learn what are called Garu skills. Garu is a wind spell, so she is able to wield those. So right now we have 2 fire users in the form of me and Junpei, and a wind user slash healer with Yukari. So our party isn't very balanced with, it seems like Junpei and I are kind of clashing with each other since we both use fire. So we'll worry about that later. For now, we're going to be heading in the next episode. So that's going to be it for now, guys. I think we got a decent amount of progress, and I want to say something before I end this off. I'm really sorry that this game has been so cutscene heavy so far. I promise you this isn't how the actual gameplay is. This has all just been introduction. The fact that this game gives about 3 episodes, actually more like 3.5 because it's still going to be going into the next episode a bit for like half the episode. Next episode is when the real gameplay starts and I can start getting into the nitty gritty of what this game is about. And I can't wait to do that because that's when this game really starts to get good. Actually, I'd say when it starts to get good. But trust me, this game has so much more to it than what you've seen so far, and I seriously can't wait to show you. But that's going to be it for this episode, guys. As per usual, I hope you enjoyed, and if you did enjoy and you'd like to support me, the best way you can is by telling your friends. Seriously, it does a lot to help me out. And of course, if you haven't already and you'd like to see more of my content, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Or don't. Either way, really. This has been Wentus. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time when we continue this game of Persona 3 FES. See you then!